How's it going, guys? TacTixHD here with the third season of mine and Saw's Race for the Cup GM Mode series. As you guys can see, NHL team here, 94 offense, 94 defense, and 93 goaltending. AHL team, 79 offense, 86 defense, 78 goaltending. So both teams are looking very good. I honestly think both teams have a chance at the Cup. NHL team, Stanley Cup, AHL team, Calder Cup. For you guys to look at the lineups, NHL teams changed a bit. First line there, we have Forsberg, Matthews at center now on the first line, and then Tyler Johnson have actually made a right winger. Figured Matthews is younger, has more potential, might as well give him more ice time. Then Bergeron, who's older and more defensive. Second line here, of course, Yakupov, Bergeron, Nylander. I also made Nylander a left winger, basically medium franchise potential. I don't want to ruin that by having him play at a position, so I figured making him a left winger would help him out. Also, his faceoffs are terrible, 68 faceoffs, so might as well just leave him as a winger. Third line there, Marchand, Hansel, and Pastrnak. I moved Pastrnak up as he's 84 overall with good amount of potential, so I figured why not give us more ice time. And fourth line here, we have Biggs, Spooner, and Eriksson. Of course, Pastrnak took Eriksson's spot, who's actually got bomb 6'4 potential now, so he's going to start regressing. Might even trade him at the deadline as he's still 86 overall, try and get something for him. Defense here looking very strong. Larson, Ceci as a top pairing. Burns, Krug, Riley, Theodore. And of course, starting goaltender there is Tuukka Rask with Gillies backing him up. AHL team also looking very good. I've got Tkachuk here on the first line. Elite potential. I think he could honestly be like a low 80 by the end of the year. Cernak and Connolly on his line as well. Hopefully they can be a beast and just tear it up. Serbosa, I'm actually going to switch him with Harkins here, who's lower overall but more potential on the second line. And then I'm also going to switch Lemieux there with DeBrusque. Just kind of give like the guys with higher potential more ice time. Lemieux there, Serbosa, Osmic on the third, Niemen, Ling, and Halashchuk on the fourth. Halashchuk's 82 on the fourth line simply because all these guys have potential he doesn't. If we trade like Eriksson or somebody, Halashchuk will be the guy we call up. Defense here, guys. Obviously, the AHL defense is stacked. You got Mueller, Russo, Carlo, Party, and then Belmore and Miller. AHL goaltending, though, could definitely use some work. 75 starter there in Eriksson with Ginn, who's 71, backing him up. So, like I was saying, guys, I like both of our teams. I honestly think we have a chance to win the championship with both of them. So, start the sim here and just see how we do. But just sim to the end of November, guys, as there's only like 9 games in October. NHL team looking pretty good here, 16-8-2. AHL team also looking pretty good there, 16-6. So, hopefully we can keep it up here and make a run at that Stanley Cup. As you guys can see, we're now at the end of December here. NHL team still rolling, 27-11-3. AHL team also very good there, 25-8-2. Since we're about halfway through the season here, figured we'd look at our standings as well as our points halfway through. We're actually exactly halfway through the season, so that's perfect. First place in the Atlantic as well. It's good to see. I'll take a look here and see how many points we're ahead by, as well as see where we are in entire NHL. So 57 points, 2-point lead there on Montreal, and then it's a big gap there at Florida for 46 points. We'll see where we stack up against the rest of the NHL. We're actually first place. LA, though, 2 points behind and 2 games in hand, so they'll probably win one of those next 2 games and tie us. Nylander here looks to be actually our leading scorer at the halfway point with 34 points. That's good to see. Franchise potential. Love to see him develop into something awesome. 86 overall now. Bergeron here is still at 91. 32 points, though. Yakupov, 27. Pastrnak, 25. Forsberg, 24. Johnson, 23. Matthews, 22. Matthews seems to never do that much in terms of producing, but he is pretty good at two-way games, so can't be too mad. Hansel there. Larson's got 20 points. Marchand, Krug, Ceci. So looks like everyone's pitching in pretty good. Everyone seems to be playing pretty well. We'll see here how the goalies are doing. So as you guys can see, Tuukka Rask here, .932 save percentage, and he has 1.86 goals against. Very good goals against. Gillies, 2.9 goals against. Not very good. .9 save percentage, so he could definitely have better goals against. We'll take a look here as well at the AHL team. See how like Tkachuk and the rest of our high touted prospects are doing. So let's see here. Cernak's still leading the scoring there, 38 points, over a point per game. Same with Connolly there with 37. Osmic's got 23. Halashchuk's got 21. That's on the fourth line too, so pretty good to see. Tkachuk here's a 77 now, 19 points. I like it. DeBrusque 17. Look there has 14. He's got elite potential. Russo's got 14. Mueller 12. So Harkins is 74 now. AHL team looks to be dominating as well, so hopefully this season's good for both NHL and AHL team, and we can get a couple championships. I just got sent this offer, guys, from the New York Islanders. It's for Loktinov, a pretty solid unsigned prospect, our third-round pick in this year's draft, and Ling, who's also got top 6-4 potential, which is pretty solid. For Nielsen, I'm not sure Nielsen's overall, so I'll take a look here and see if it'd be worth it. I also want to take a look at Ling. Top 6-4 potential, 21 years old, he's a grinder. I don't know. His value doesn't seem to be that much, though. We'll see how good Nielsen is. If it'll work. Here we go. 85 overall. So, I mean, has him as a second-line player. He's going to be playing on, like, our fourth line. Pretty solid defensive stats, though. He'd be an upgrade on Spooner. Spooner would basically just be a scratch, though. We'd have to make a move for him, or either actually probably trade Louis Eriksson. I mean, 85 overall center, though, would be a really solid fourth line center. He's got good defensive abilities. They're really not asking for that much here. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna wait till the trade deadline and see what we do, because I think we might make some other trades. These might be a part of them, so I'll keep that in mind, but for now I'm going to have to say no. As you guys can see, we're now at the end of January, still with a very good record, 35-13-4, and the AHL team's 32-12-2, so both teams looking really good. Trade deadline here is about a month away, so we'll see how we are at the trade deadline, see if we can bring a couple, all-star players to the team. Detroit just made us an offer, Darren Helm for a third-round pick and that Ling prospect. Similar to Nielsen, I kind of want to see what's out there at the trade deadline, so I'm just going to decline for now. As you guys can see, the Islanders making us another offer for Nielsen. This one's a bit less. Cass here's got top 9 for potential. Ling had top 6. Lazarev, who's unsigned, has AHL potential. They were asking for, I forget his name, but he was an unsigned prospect with like bomb 6 for potential, I believe. And then the third round pick again. This looks pretty fair, honestly. None of these pieces are that important, and we're getting a big piece back in Nielsen. And this would basically make Ryan Spooner expendable. We could use him in a bigger trade. So I think I'm going to say yes. We know Nielsen's got really good defensive abilities. He'd be a solid fourth line center. So we'll take that deal. And as you guys can see, we're now at the trade deadline here with a record of 45-15-4. So we're absolutely destroying AHL team 36-16-6. So we added Nielsen. We'll see if we can add a defenseman here, like a big impact one. Maybe another forward. Make that cup run. Right here, guys, I'm trying to get Jake Gardner from Toronto. Really good defenseman. 27 years old, 86 overall. Still a top 4 defenseman. He's making $4 million for the next 2 years. Not a bad contract. Trading Riley here simply because he'd be our 7th best defenseman. No injuries means no need for depth. Can't send him down to the AHL without going through waivers, so basically he has to be part of the trade. Spooner became expendable when we got Nielsen. He's also 26. I didn't realize that, and he was only like an 83, so he actually wasn't as good as I thought, and might as well trade him now while someone still wants him. And I'm also adding Laktinov here. Unsigned prospect with a good amount of value, but our prospect pool is so stacked. It's okay. We can trade him. And I kind of need to add him as Leafs have max contracts. That's why we're taking back Hunwick here. Luckily, only has 1 year left on a less than $1 million deal, so not a big deal. So I think this is a pretty good offer. They want all 3 players. The value is definitely like on our side. We're giving them more, so we'll see if they say yes. Trade accepted. So defense just got a big boost with Nielsen. Pretty good team. So here's our lineup, guys, after the trade deadline. I thought about making some more trades, but I really didn't think it was worth it. Like, we have such a good prospect pool. We'd have to move on from some prospects to kind of like upgrade in certain places. And I feel like it wasn't worth it. Like, we have so many good prospects coming through. Why not just wait and see if they get good? As well as some of our players right now are still young, still getting better. And our team's stacked. Like, I think we have a chance to win the cup this year. And if not, we're just going to have an even better chance next year and the year after that, because we have such a good young team that keeps growing. So, anyway, guys, NHL team here. Nylander on the first line now, medium franchise potential with Matthews and Johnson. Pasternak, Bergeron, and Forsberg on the second. Marchand, Hansel, Yakupov on the third. Then we got Eriksson, Nielsen, and Halishchuk on the fourth. I didn't realize this after I traded for Gardner. Apparently I was over the salary cap, even though it didn't say that, and let me make the trade. So then I had to edit the lines, and Tyler Biggs got sent down, and he got picked up off waivers, which kind of sucked, but then we called up Halishchuk, who's the same overall, so it doesn't really matter. Defense here, we can see we got Larson, CC, Burns, Krug, Gardner, and Theodore. So absolutely stacked defense. Goalies here, Rasta 93 right now. Gilly's backing him up in 84. So NHL team is just even more stacked. AHL team here, guys. We got Kachuk 78 now on the first line with Cernak and Connolly. Osmic here is an 81 now, playing with Harkins, who's a 77 now. DeBrusque there's a 79. Lemieux, Serbosa, Look, Ferrero, Ling, and Yemen. So AHL team looking real good. Mueller, Russo, Carlo, Party, Belmore, Miller. They're all the same players. I think Party went up 1, Carlos went up 2. So, I mean, the defense just got even better. And then goalies here, Eriksson's a 76 right now. And even the backup went up a couple overall. So, both teams looking very good. I'm excited to see, how we do here in the playoffs. And as you guys can see, the NHL team right now has now 94 offense, 96 defense, 94 goalie. AHL team, 81 offense, 87 defense, and 80 goalies. So, we'll see what happens. Right after the trade deadline, guys, Nashville put Victor Arvidsson on waivers. As you guys can see, he's 24 years old, high top 9 for potential, 79 overall. I figure, worst case, he helps our AHL team, so definitely going to pick him up. As you guys can see, I just sent him to the end of the regular season. It's not showing our record. I'll show you that in a second, but look at the last 2 months, or I guess month and a half. Almost all wins there. We got a couple losses in March, and then in April, I think we won every game, playing Buffalo here in the first round of the playoffs. AHL team still has a couple of games left, or actually 3 games left, and they're 45, 21, and 7. I'll show you guys our regular season standings. First place there in the Atlantic with a record of 60, 18, and 4, which is unbelievable. We'll see how many total points that was. 124 points. First place in the Atlantic by 24 points. That's got to be good for the President's Trophy. We'll take a look. Good for 12 points ahead of Anaheim there, so really happy with that. Also take a look here at the point totals for our players after the season. Looked like Nylander was actually our leading scorer there with 63 points. That's good to see. He's all the way up to an 89 now. That's crazy. 85 to start the year. He was 86 at the deadline. Playing on the first line with Matthews and Johnston's got him up to an 89. I love that. He's only 21 too. We got Bergeron there with 59, Johnson at 55, Hansel at 50, a third line center producing. Matthews got 49, which isn't too bad, I guess. He's still young. Nielsen 49. Probably a lot of that was from the Islanders. Pasternak here 46, Krug's 44. A lot of scoring for defensemen. Forsberg 42, Yakupov 41, Marchand 40, Burns is at 38, Eriksson even at 31, mostly fourth line all year. So our team is playing really well. Really happy here. Halishchuk 5 points, 18 games. Can't be too upset with that. Take a look here at the goalies. See how they did. Tuukka Rask here, 1.7 goals against. It's very good. 0.94 save. Gilly's got his stats better. 2.2 against with a 0.92 save. So I like what I'm seeing there. AHL team, there's still a few games left, but might as well check now. The goalies I don't really care about, but Eriksson's stats, they're actually pretty good. Less than 2 goals against, 0.925 save percentage. And we'll take a look here at the leading scorers. It's probably Cernak still. 66 points. Connolly was 60. Always make 52. DeBrusk 38, Kachuk 34. Kachuk's now an 80, same with DeBrusk, so both these guys are probably going to have a chance at the NHL team next year. Kachuk started at 75 too, so not even the playoffs yet in the AHL, he's already gained 5 overall. That's crazy just how good all these guys are getting, so like I said, can't wait to see how good both these teams do in the playoffs. Also guys, I'm not sure if these were the stats at the trade deadline, but our stats in the NHL are now 95 offense, 96 defense, 94 goalie, so pretty crazy. So here we go guys, first round of the playoffs going up against the Buffalo Sabres. Hopefully here we can win in 4 games and not have to worry about anything. So first period here, no scoring. Second period, no scoring. Third period, tied up 1-1. Jack Eichel there with a goal for them. Nielsen actually gets one for us. And they have Ben Bishop as their starting goaltender, so they must have signed him or traded for him. I think he was a free agent, so must have signed him. Going to overtime here. Tyler Ennis there with the winner. So not how we wanted to start the playoffs, but that's alright. Still got 6 games to go. Jake Gardner there's morale's down. Not good to see. Tuukka Rask is up though, even though no one's changing the rosters. I have no idea why that happens, but here you go guys. Next game. Tyler Johnson and Hansley each got goals. Second period here. Eichel and Franzen. Wow. And McCabe. I don't know what's going on here. We're losing to Buffalo, who's obviously the worst team to make the playoffs in the East, as we got the President's Trophy. Down 2-0. We got to start rallying back here. I don't know what's going on. One of the best teams ever assembled. Here we go. 0-0. 0-0. Come on. And going to overtime. Bergeron there at the OT winner, keeping us close. If we would have lost that one, gone down 3-0, pretty much all over. So 2-1 now. We can tie it up here. Be a lot better. Eriksson's now losing morale because of ice time, even though he's been playing on the 4th line all year. But whatever. Here we go. See what happens in this 4th game. First period, no scoring. Very low scoring series. Second period, as soon as I say that, Jorgensen and Eichel each get a goal. Third period, wow, they put 3 more on us, winning 5-0. I have no idea what's going on with our NHL team right now. Down 3-1 here. We should be destroying this Buffalo team. I don't get it. Here we go. 5th game. We need to win this game. If we get out in the first round, I'm just going to be so upset because it's what more can you do? It's pretty tough to assemble a much better team. Here we go. Evander Kane there at the first goal. Ennis, Pasternak, Ennis. So down 3-1, third period. That is how we lose in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Somehow get knocked out in the first round. Such a joke. AHL team here. They're up 2-0 in the first round of their series. Let's see here what happens. Loss, overtime win. There's a best of 5, so they're moving on to the second round, which is good. I still can't believe the NHL team lost. I thought we were for sure destined for the Stanley Cup. I don't know what's going to happen now. I think, we don't have to re-sign too many guys, or at least I hope I don't. We don't have any salary space. We do have a lot of good young players, though, so I'll make up for it, but I can't believe that. Let's see here. 7th game. What happened? Oh, actually, did we make it to a 7th game? No, we didn't. We lost in 6. So, AHL team there made it to the second round. NHL team made it only to the first round. So, that sucks. That's the only way to put it. AHL team had all 80 stats too. NHL team, I don't know how that happens. Like, sometimes the sim just kind of kills you. We'll sim here to the end of the playoffs, see who won, and see the awards. And as you guys can see, we actually lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champions in the Buffalo Sabres, and the Calder Cup champions with the Toronto Marlies. I don't know how Buffalo, Cinderella story, worst team in the East, goes on to win the entire thing, but hopefully next year we can finally win it. I've been saying that every year, but I feel like our team just keeps getting better and better. It's got to be our year eventually. And here's a look at the awards, guys. Of course, the Buffalo Sabres there with the Stanley Cup. President's Trophy, Boston Bruins. Clarence S. Campbell, Dallas. Prince of Wales, the Buffalo Sabres. Player awards here. Corey Perry with the Art Ross. Tuukka Rask with the Hart. James Norris there. Oliver Ekman Larson. Palmanville with the Lady Bing. O'Connor with the Calder. Bishop there with the Conn Smythe, so he just carried Buffalo, I guess. Rask with the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. Dylan with the Bill Masterson. Taves with the Selke. Rask with the Ted Lindsay. And then Stamkos with the Maurice Richard. So Tuukka Rask got 4 awards there, I believe. 4 awards. Unfortunately, just nothing to show for in terms of team awards. I guess the President's Trophy. AHL teams, let's see if our team did anything. We won the award for the Atlantic Division Champions. And that is it. We'll see player awards here. Cunningham looked to have been the leading scorer, and he's on the Springfield Falcons, who we lost to. So I guess that's fitting. We'll see. Did anybody get an award? And no one got an award from the AHL. So that's it, guys, for the awards. Still pretty bummed out about that NHL finish. Like, I don't know how that happens. Like, just doesn't make sense. Like, our records, like, look at Buffalo, 40, 34, and 8, and we're 60, 18, and 4, and losing 5 games. Doesn't make sense, but we'll come back next year. Hopefully we have a bunch of really good young players coming through, gives us some salary space, maybe we can make a huge trade. I don't know, we'll figure out something. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. Hopefully Saw didn't win the cup, and we're still in this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.